I used to believe that success was a destination. You know, a specific point on a map where you finally arrive, plant your flag, and say, "I've made it." For years, I chased this idea relentlessly. I worked 12-hour days, sacrificed weekends, and measured my self-worth by the promotions I got and the numbers on my paycheck. I built a life that looked perfect from the outside. I had the impressive job title, the nice apartment, the social circle that looked great in photos. But on the inside, I felt hollow. It was like I was climbing a ladder, but I had forgotten to check if it was leaning against the right wall. One Tuesday morning, I was sitting in a big, important meeting. Everyone was discussing quarterly projections and market trends. I looked around the table at all these successful people, and a thought hit me so hard it felt like a physical blow. I don't want to be here. Not just in that meeting, but in that entire life I had so carefully constructed. I felt a profound sense of disconnection, like I was an actor playing a role, and I'd forgotten my own identity. That evening, I went home, and for the first time in a long time, I just sat in silence. No TV, no phone, no distractions. Just me and the deafening quiet of my perfect life. The silence was terrifying at first. It forced me to confront the questions I had been avoiding. What truly makes me happy? Bored. What do I actually care about? What would I do if I wasn't afraid of failing or what other people thought? The answers didn't come overnight. It was a slow, messy, and often uncomfortable process of unraveling. I started small. I took a pottery class on a whim, something I'd always wanted to do, but told myself I was too busy for. My first few creations were wobbly, misshapen lumps of clay, but I loved it. I loved the feeling of the earth in my hands, the focus it required, the simple joy of creating something with no expectation of perfection. That little pottery class was a crack of light in a dark room. It reminded me that joy could be found in the process, not just the outcome. I started seeking out more of these small moments, started hiking. Not to conquer a peak, but to feel the sun on my skin and hear the sound of the wind in the trees. I started writing again, not for an audience, but for myself. Filling journals with thoughts and stories I'd kept locked away. I reconnected with old friends, not to network, but to have real conversations about life, fears, and dreams. Slowly, I began to dismantle the life that no longer served me. I left my corporate job. It was the scariest thing I've ever done. People thought I was crazy. "You're throwing it all away," they'd say. But I wasn't throwing anything away. I was making space, making space for a life that felt authentic. I started a small business from my kitchen table, teaching online workshops that combined creativity and mindfulness. It wasn't glamorous. The pay was a fraction of what I used to make. Some days, I was overwhelmed by doubt. But for the first time, I felt like I was building something that was truly mine. My work wasn't just about making a living. It was about making a life. It was about connecting with people on a genuine level and helping them find their own little sparks of joy. I realized that success isn't a destination at all. It's not a fixed point on a map. It's the journey itself. It's the courage to change course when you realize you're on the wrong path. It's the resilience to get back up when you stumble. It's the grace to be imperfect and the wisdom to find happiness in the small, quiet moments. It's simpler, it's quieter, and it's infinitely more meaningful. I'm not there yet, because there is no there. There's only here. There's only now. For the first time, I can honestly say that I am truly happy to be here. My hope is that if you feel lost, if you feel like you're climbing the wrong ladder, you find the courage to pause, to listen to that quiet voice inside, and to redefine what success means for you. It might be the bravest and most important journey you ever take. Thanks for listening.